Welcome back to Audit Zone. A deputy with the Seminole County Sheriff's Office saw a patrol vehicle of the City of Orlando Police Department being driven around 80 miles per hour in a 45 mile per hour zone. The patrol vehicle had no emergency lights or sirens activated. That means the driver, later identified as Officer Alexander Shaouni, was not chasing a suspect or responding to an emergency. Based on his observation, the deputy tried to initiate a traffic stop. Instead of pulling over immediately, Officer Shaouni continued to drive recklessly. The deputy had to increase his speed to 90 miles per hour to catch up with Officer Shaouni.
He's the guy that, copy down that bumper.
This one or this one?
Yeah, 11070. Pull over.
It seemed Officer Shaouni thought he was above the law and couldn't believe he was being pulled over. That explained why he refused to immediately pull over, just like they usually expect you and me to do anytime they activate their siren or emergency lights. The Orlando officer drove above the posted speed limit. That violated Section 316.183 of the Florida statutes. A violation of this section is a non-criminal traffic infraction, punishable as a moving violation. As he tried to elude the deputy pulling him over, Officer Shaouni drove recklessly in a manner that could have endangered the lives of the other drivers and even pedestrians. That behavior also violated subsection 1A and 1B of Section 136.192 of the Florida statutes. When Officer Shaouni eventually pulled over, he angrily exited his vehicle. When questioned about his reckless driving, the officer answered disrespectfully. He claimed he was on his way to work. The deputy then asked for Officer Shaouni's driver's license. The officer refused, returned to his vehicle, and then drove away.
You gonna pull over? Pull over. 3113 to 313.
What? I am going into work, my man. Why are you trying to pull me over as I'm going into work?
Because you're going 80 and a 45.
I am going into work.
Okay, what are you going to work for?
What does it look like I am dressed for?
What
does it look like I am dressed for?
My name is Deputy Hilton and they see your driver's license.
No.
Okay. 3113, copy at 1050. 10-4, I got a city, Orlando PD taking off from a traffic stop. It's going to be X-ray Foxtrot 62. Refuse to stop.
Officer Shaouni initially refused to stop his vehicle. He then refused to obey the lawful order to present his license. Under subsection 3 of section 316.072 of the Florida statutes, it is stated that it is unlawful and a misdemeanor of the second degree for any person willfully to fail or refuse to comply with any lawful order or direction of any law enforcement officer. Subsection 4 even specifically addresses public officers by stating that the provisions of this chapter applicable to the drivers of vehicles upon the highways shall apply to the drivers of all vehicles owned or operated by the United States, this state, or any county, city, town, district, or any other political subdivision of the state. The officer's refusal to give the deputy his license is considered resisting an officer under Florida law. Under section 843.02, it is stated that whoever shall resist, obstruct, or oppose any officer or other person legally authorized to execute process in the execution of legal process or in the lawful execution of any legal duty without offering or doing violence to the person of the officer shall be guilty of a misdemeanor of the first degree. The officer also disregarded section 322.15, which states every licensee shall have his or her driver's license in his or her immediate possession at all times when operating a motor vehicle and shall present or submit the same upon the demand of a law enforcement officer. Violation of this statute is a non-criminal traffic infraction, punishable as a non-moving violation. Officer Shaouni further broke the law by fleeing from the traffic stop. That behavior violated section 316.1935 of the Florida statute, which states it is unlawful for the operator of any vehicle, having knowledge that he or she has been ordered to stop such vehicle by a duly authorized law enforcement officer, willfully to refuse or fail to stop the vehicle in compliance with such order, or having stopped in knowing compliance with such order, willfully to flee in an attempt to elude the officer. Any person who willfully flees or attempts to elude a law enforcement officer in an authorized law enforcement patrol vehicle with agency insignia and other jurisdictional markings prominently displayed on the vehicle with siren and lights activated commits a felony of the third degree. Thankfully, the Seminole County deputy did not give up on this incident and followed it up. When the Orlando Police Department was informed about their officer's conduct, they immediately relieved Shaouni from duty pending their internal investigation. On June 9, 2023, the officer was arrested and charged with reckless driving, eluding a law enforcement officer with the siren activated, and resisting an officer. On the 5th of July, 2023, he was formally charged with resisting an officer without violence and attempting to flee from law enforcement. According to the arrest report, his bond was set at $9,000. As of recording this video, the Orlando Police Department said they have not fired Shaouni, but he is still relieved of duty pending an investigation. Well, that's all concerning this video. Thanks for watching.